McSweeney is the foundation. You take that foundation away, and yeah, Starmer's gone. He sort of sits in the background, drifts in and out, whispering in ears and things. Starmer was a nobody, but McSweeney made him. Oh, it was an admin error, was a lie. He's now lied to the authorities.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Nick Talks. This episode's returning and still amazing guest, good friend of mine, who's still on bail, by the way. It's Foxy from the Silver Fox Hot Takes. How you doing, Bailey? Oh, sorry, I meant Foxy.
Oh, thanks for that, Nick. Yeah. Still on bail. They're buggers, you know. Every time you ring them, say, "What's happening? What's happening? Nothing. Nothing's happening." CBS still got the file. My brief reckons nothing will come of it, though. But
I don't think I think you'll get a text one day, an email one day saying, "Oh, we've dropped it." And for people who don't know, this is about free speech on your YouTube channel being arrested for for absolutely nothing, basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
for speaking words that the government doesn't like, that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But while we're talking about the government and we're talking about a failing government, an authoritarian government, let me ask you this. Now, you're into politics, as in pure politics, a lot more than me. So you know a lot more than me on these sort of things. I'm of the understanding that Keir Starmer's right hand man, McSweeney, I think he's called, is in trouble and may not last because of something to do with £700,000 that was donated or something and spent in the wrong way or the wrong direction. I'm not sure what's going on. What's going on with that?
Right. Well, Starmer is only in power because of Morgan McSweeney. Was the he's the power behind the throne. Now, there was a thing. This was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. This started. McSweeney's been around. He's like the spectre at the feast. He sort of sits in the background, drifts in and out, whispering in ears and things. And he was raising money, and they're supposed to declare all their receipts over a certain value. I think it's 1,500. Everything over £1,500. They're supposed to declare it. Excuse me, but they had one receipt about 4 years ago. It came from I won't name him, but a Jewish gentleman. But this was at the time when Corbyn was the leader of the party, and McSweeney hates Corbyn. And so McSweeney basically tried to hide this £750, 740,000 pounds it was, from Corbyn, because he didn't want Corbyn spending it because Corbyn is sort of, well, allegedly very anti-Semitic. Got to be careful what I say. Um, when it came to light, McSweeney, said to the Electoral Commission, "Oh, it was an admin error. We found it. We're declaring it now." This was after Starmer came in. "We're declaring it now. It was an admin error. We should have declared it before. We're terribly sorry, but look, we're making good when we're declaring it now." And then there was a fine and a telling off. Sort of the wag of an admonishing finger. Don't do it again, and that was fine. That's if it was genuinely true and it wasn't an administrative error. Okay, mistakes were made, a punishment was meted out, you move on. However, it seems that McSweeney is less than forthcoming with the truth, shall we say, because it's been revealed that an email has been sent from solicitors to Morgan McSweeney saying, well, what you're going to have to do to get out of this problem is tell them that it was an administrative error. That's what the email said. Now, that indicates that it was not an administrative error, that it was a deliberate obfuscation of funds. And therefore, it was an admin error was a lie. He's now lied to the authorities. This is on top of all the other little things that are going on, like his involvement with pushing Mandelson, even though the MI5, I can say the CIA, the MI5 report said that Mandelson was not past, scrutiny. He was not good enough. He was a security risk. But Morgan McSweeney overrode that and told Starmer to appoint him anyway. There's other things going on. It's very, very sordid. It's very, very shady. There's nothing you can actually nail to a tree. But cumulatively, there's an awful lot around this man that is just not right. Excuse me. And I think how he's lasted so long, it's a mystery. But I think I was going to say I think Starmer won't get rid of him until the very last moment. But Starmer's given him his unconditional backing, like he did, like he did with Mandelson, who went,
And Rayner.
and Rayner, like yeah. So it's like I say, it's like the managed football manager, isn't it? I've had a vote of confidence from the board. I'm packing my bags. It's that.
Let's go back to what that leaked solicitor's email said. So I don't expect you to know word for word because you're not going to know word for word. But if it said basically you're going to have to say it was an admin error, you can read that in two ways. You can read that in a way as in it was an admin error, and you're going to have to say it was an admin error, or you could read it as in it was something else, and you're going to have to say it was an admin error. How much clarity was there in that email?
Oh, I think it was very clear because the line was, "Your way out of this is to say it was an admin error."
Right. I could still read that two ways as well.
There's doubt. That's why I said there's nothing you can nail to a tree.
But for a solicitor, you think they would be a lot more clearer in what they write. But hey, what do I know? So that
Maybe they were being deliberately vague to protect themselves.
mm. so that's so if he's the power behind the throne, or at least has kept the throne secure for Starmer, Starmer is now surrounded by enemies and friends who want him gone because they're looking after their own seats now. I might like Starmer, I'm a friend of his, but I know I'm losing my seat if he stays in power. And I'm on 96 grand a year. I keep using the phrase 96 grand a year because we all need to realize that's a motivating factor. I've never earned 96 grand a year. I I would do a job I disliked for 96 grand a year. That's a lot of influence. That's a lot of pushing you to do what you need to do.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, these people are greedy and grasping. They love the money, they love the power, they love all of it. That's why they're constantly climbing the greasy pole, isn't it? Because it's there. Well, you've got to get to the top. Um, and so they'll do anything. They're ruthless. I mean, politicians, you have to be ruthless, but they are ruthless when it comes to grabbing this stuff. And that's why so much shadiness goes on. And that's why they're constantly trying to cover themselves. And, oh, how can we do this? How can we not get caught for that? Is there a way of doing this that looks legal, even if it isn't? A lot of that goes on. An awful lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes that you're probably never going to find out about because all the parties are doing it. So they have sort of unwritten rules like, okay, well, we won't tell about it because, we're doing it too. Shush.
Yeah, I mean, I've sat in many council meetings where someone high up, especially councillors and top civil servants, have said, "Don't minute this." So the minuter stops taking minutes and tells us something, and then they start taking minutes again. So, uh, that's a type of fraud by not minuting what you just said in the meeting. So it seems to me then that this McSweeney character, people in the Labour Party who either don't like Starmer or think he's turned into a liability, they'll be looking at McSweeney now going, if we can pull you down, Starmer then is suddenly exposed and is a lot weaker for him to topple, for me to save my seat. So by proxy, McSweeney now is the target because if he goes, Starmer is on his own and vulnerable and has lost his attack dog.
Yeah, McSweeney is the foundation. You take that foundation away, and yeah, Starmer's gone. Because McSweeney is the Malcolm Tucker, if you like. He's the one. He's the shouty, sweary man, and he wants things done. This out, that way, this way, whatever. Um, and of course, Starmer was his project. Starmer was a nobody, but McSweeney made him. And of course, it gets far more shady when you start looking at other things that's involved, such as all the money from Tulip Sadiq. and her family and all the freebie holidays and all that. And she lives in the constituency next door, and she pushed him, Starmer, into becoming an MP and pushed him there. And there's Morgan McSweeney's involved in all that. So you have to ask, what's McSweeney's role in any alleged corruption with Tulip Sadiq? You see, it's all very incestuous, this corruption in the Labour Party, isn't it? Alleged corruption. So I've heard the rumours. But you've got to be careful, mate. I don't mind the police knocking at the door. I don't want a lawyer with a libel case. That'll break me. But yeah, it's there. It stinks. The whole thing just stinks to high heaven, doesn't it?
Let's end on a couple of simple, short questions then. Can McSweeney survive this?
No, not a chance. He'll hang on as long as he can, but ultimately, it's like anyone. Yeah. We hang on, we'll hang on, and then he's gone very quickly. You see it all the time with them. They're trying to hang on, and then boom, they're gone.
My final question is this: if they manage to claim McSweeney's head, how soon after that will Starmer fall? Will that be the camel? Will that be the straw that breaks the camel's back?
Yes, Starmer cannot stand without Sweeney holding him up. Simple as that. Yeah.
You've heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. So we're now looking at an employee of the Labour Party, an employee of the Prime Minister, because he's not an MP, he's got no official position like that. He's an employee. If he goes, the Prime Minister falls. If he does, I'm getting you straight back on, and then we're going to discuss it.
Oh, Nick, if he goes, you'll be coming on, but it'll be the sound of the champagne corks. Yeah. Not just here, all over the country, mate.
Yeah. Thanks, Foxy, for coming on. And for people who have not subscribed to your channel, please go in the description of this video and the links there. Subscribe to Foxy and you won't be disappointed.
Can I just say, do subscribe. I'm on 98, at the time of recording, I'm on 98,500, something like that. I am so close to 100,000, and that's just, well, it gives you the fizz, doesn't it, really?
And if you get 100,000, you get a plaque from YouTube.
You get a little plaque, yeah, and it goes, yeah, to say, look, I'm a real boy now, you know.
I'm a proper YouTuber.
Yeah, I've made it all the way to YouTube heaven.
Foxy, thanks so much for popping on today.
Always a pleasure, Nick, and thanks for everyone who's watching. Well done for making it to the end. That's two dinosaurs blathering on.